welcome back to my channel. This is Paula with Paula's Imperfect Plans, and on my channel I share my personal planning and budgeting journey as a wife, a mother, a farmer, and a professional in a nonprofit. Sharing what I utilize to help me to hopefully get to the point where I'm efficient and effective in all those areas of my life. So today, I apologize for the background noise. Alright, so here on my channel, anyway, so I apologize about the background noise today. My kiddos are real close playing here. This wasn't exactly how I was planning to do this video, or that I was at all planning to do a video today. So I wasn't actually planning on making this video this morning, but I'm going to I kind of ended up in a situation where anyway, I'll just walk you through it. So this morning, it's payday. I've set up the budget. I was just going to come in and make a list of the cash that I needed, what needed transferred to sinking funds, all that stuff. But I started with going on to Ally, because Ally, I just recently opened a high yield savings account because I hadn't previously actually realized that that was a thing, and my money was just in my local bank for convenience mainly. And so I transferred that, and I was going to put all the sinking fund things in the buckets, right? Oops, for like vehicle registration, insurance, daycare, LP, clothing. I was going and putting all those balances in the buckets, and I realized that the amount of money that I had transferred from what was the sinking fund savings as well as my emergency fund savings was not as much as what it said I had on paper. So I went back through and looked at all of the transfers and all the sinking fund tracking since January, and I couldn't find any errors. And I can't do a lot about what did happen because there isn't additional money to do anything about that or to put money back in. So, I mean, not that I can't undo what was done before is what I'm trying to say. So I thought I'd bring you along as I make a plan this morning of what exactly it is that that I'm going to do. However, it does not work very well that I am filming with my phone, because now I don't know what the amount was that I was short. So hang on, be right back. Alright, so I got the balance that I have in the high yield savings account. So come along with me and let's figure out how I'm going to rectify this and how I'm going to make this work so that I'm not struggling here when these bills come due. So this is the amount that I have in the Ally bank account right now, is $5,024.91. So now I'm going to go through my sinking funds for what I thought I had. So Christmas plus car gas, and then those two are in the front. Oh, 6 plus 640 plus 91 for registration. There's nothing in insurance right now. There's 2192.58 in daycare. I had 852.21 in LP, 50 in clothing, 30 in Beachbody, 100 in vehicle. Okay, starting over. Preschool plus car repairs plus Beachbody plus clothes plus LP plus daycare plus registration plus Christmas plus gas plus emergency fund. So what I have recorded that I have, or what I thought I had in sinking funds, was $5,623.24 to fund what I have for those. So the difference between that is $598.33.
And then I'm just gonna put it on.
Okay, so that is what I'm trying to come up with, how to close that gap and rectify the difference here. So as you'll see, I already did a little bit and just started scribbling some things out. So I started by looking at the things that, so clothing, like that's not a bill. So I'm gonna take the $50 off of there and just take that back down to 0. Because I have, I mean, that's an as-needed sinking fund. It's not necessarily a bill that's coming due. I'm also going to take the $100 off of the LP because while that is a bill that will come due specifically, I have time. We also usually qualify for the for energy assistance, so we do get a small credit for LP for the winter, and I already have $800 saved up, and it's
800?
barely summer. So I'm going to take that off of there because that's a good place to cut, or it feels like a good place to cut. Vehicle repairs, as much as I don't really want to cut vehicle repairs, I think that's probably one of the better options of places to cut. So that leaves me at $348.33. Just by cutting those 3, which I all deposited last week. I also have, I'll get something when I'm done doing this. Please go find something to do. I was excited to see this in my mailbox the other day, or yesterday, money that I had kind of forgotten that I was getting, a stipend that I taught religion at for our parish all last year. And so we got a real small stipend for every class that we taught. And it's paid out per semester. So I just got a check. So, I believe that I was saying that, so I just got paid for the second semester of those stipends kind of added up. So I got a check in the mail for $184.70. So that was going to go into the emergency fund, but right now I'm going to put it just against this to get this all sorted out as quickly as possible. So 50 for clothes, 50 for or 100 for LP, 100 for car repairs, and $184.70 for church. So that leaves me at $163.63. I'm not going to cut from registration or I won't have enough. Same thing with daycare and preschool, which I'll probably end up having money in that preschool sinking fund, but I'm not willing to cut that right now. Just missing car gas. Okay, so now let's go to today's budget. And I have some money going into car repairs. I have 20 going into sinking funds. I have 20 going to car repairs, 50 into LP, and 20 into clothes. So 50, 70, 90. That's $90. If I take today's sinking funds. All right, so today's sinking funds and put them in and not allocate them anywhere except to help cover the difference. That leaves me with $73.63. So I'm actually gonna put this in there. Just gonna put church as that source of income. Okay, okay. And then I think for right now, instead of cutting a bunch of other things before we even get out the gate with this, actually, I already know that my REC bill was less than that because I got the notification. Today is June 2nd, and I get that pretty much on the 1st. as long as the first is a business day. So it was under 300. It was $291.22. So that will leave me, I'm just going to jot that in there, and then that will leave me with an additional $878 right in this budget to put back on that balance owed to my sinking funds. So that puts me at $598.33 minus 50 minus 100 minus 100 minus 184.70 minus 90 minus 878 leaves me at 64.85 still owed to my sinking funds. So I'm taking a second to kind of look through what areas might have. I don't want to say that this is an entire emergency. This is entirely not great news, but I still have, nothing out of there is coming out today, for instance. So, I have time to build that back up, but I would like to not owe a debt to myself. I'd like to get it paid off as soon as possible, but I also don't find it to be urgent enough that I need to be cutting our spending money for this pay period, because that's just going to set us back for the next 2 weeks. If that makes sense. I'm just trying to work all that out. So, I do think my subscriptions will be less than 100 this month. I think it's only 80 something when I did the math, but I need to kind of wait till they clear my account to make sure. And then whatever roll over to my emergency fund, I can roll that into the sinking fund area instead to make sure that that gets taken care of. And I do have maybe I should just put it on here as a, still sinking funds, 64.85, and maybe I'll just take that and plan to pay it with this difference here right out of the emergency fund, but I can actually, not out of the emergency fund, but instead of putting money in the emergency fund, I'll put it there. So I'll keep those amounts the same. And if there's any extra in any of these other categories that's less than I planned, I can throw that in there and do that. So that has me feeling a lot better. But I'm just going to change these titles for what these are, and I'm just going to put
Mommy, look at what I made for me.
Nice. And I'm just going to put fixed sinking fund balance. So we know where all those original things that were supposed to go into sinking funds, where they went. This has never happened before to me, honestly. I don't think I've ever not had the money in the sinking fund account. So I'm not sure where that math error was or how that went. Actually, I'm going to do it different. I'm not going to have 3 different categories. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I think I'm actually just going to erase these and just put the money that I was planning to put in sinking funds. I'm just going to put all 90 of that right there. Doesn't change the math or anything, just changes the allocation. Okay, so that's fun. I shouldn't laugh, it's not funny, but it's life, right? And I was just, when I realized that this morning, I was like, seriously, just as soon as I feel like, all right, we're doing okay, truck's paid off, I'm able to throw money at sinking funds, things are feeling good, then I'm like, what is this? All right, so then this happens, and it's fine, it's fine, everything's fine. Also yesterday there was a charge on my credit card. It was only for 93 cents, but I know that nobody in my household made that charge. So I reported the fraud, and my credit card is got shut down, and they're sending us new ones, which means all the stuff that comes out on our credit card I have to reroute. So I have to figure out how to reroute the XM radio because I've tried logging in, to that account, and it doesn't even show that I have an account. So, but like it takes $7 or $6 and change for my credit card every month. And my husband has XM radio in his vehicle, but for some reason I'm like not. Apparently we made another account, and I don't know what it is or where it is. So, anyway, so when I look at my cash, this is what I do when I sit down on payday. I look at all of these things that I was taking out in cash, which is my spending cash, my husband's spending cash, our grocery cash, our drink money, the haircut envelope, money to eat out, the beauty envelope that I just started, and the kids sinking fund, which I also just started and I'm going to do in cash. So this is the cash that I need to take out today when I go to the bank. 60 plus 180, nope, 280 plus 50 plus 5 plus 60 plus 50 plus 20 is 585, but I am going to do that again. $585. Okay, so that is the current plan for cash, and I do need to figure out those denominations, which I'm trying to figure out the best way to always do that because I'm not used to having to do that, and I know everyone has like cute forms and stuff. All right, so that is the cash, and then I'm going to open this back up because I need to figure out what I was supposed to pay here. So the sinking funds, just check, make sure I'm still in frame here. So the car insurance still needs to, I need to save that because I'm going to need it in 6 months. So that's $270 that needs to go into the sinking funds for car insurance. $15 for Beachbody. For car repairs, like I'm still putting in the $20 on behalf of the, not kids, because I'm doing that in cash. So $20 in car repairs. And nothing in cardinals right now. So clothes was 20 and LP was 50. So that was that $90 that we took out, as well as the difference here in the REC bill, which was $878. $878. And the $184.70. I put that check in the Dropbox last night, so that will be deposited in that. Well, that credit will show up on my account this morning, so I can. So all of those things need to happen for sinking funds, but I also need to take $315 out of sinking funds for the purpose of covering the half or whatever it is of our daycare bill. So I'm just gonna take a second and check and make sure. So that's that 90. Okay, I think that's all right now that I've allocated to go towards that. So I'm going to put 270 in the, okay, so 270 plus 15 plus 20, 270 plus 15 plus 20 plus 20 plus 50 plus 878 plus 184.70 plus, no, minus 315, which leaves a difference of $253.48 into sinking funds, which is fun because I've been taking more money out than I've been putting in, just because it's May is when some of those big bills are due. But I'm going to do the math again. 270 plus 15 plus 20 plus 20 plus 50 plus 878 plus 184.70 is 568.48 that I'm putting in. I'm just gonna make, oh, well, that doesn't matter because that's not for that. Never mind. Never mind. Now I gotta cross that out because that note isn't gonna make sense. Okay, that's also current sinking funds, not just to fix the balance. Okay, so then I'm gonna subtract the $315 that I have to take out, which leaves us at a difference, yes, of $253.48 that I need to put into sinking funds, transfer to sinking funds, which I did move to a high yield savings account, which is great. The idea of it actually making money while it sits there is fantastic. The frustrating part is that it takes a really long time for it to transfer from my bank account over. So it's not as instantaneous as it has been in the past. So I'm getting $585 in cash, $253.48 is going into sinking funds, and then none of that needs paid online. None of Amazon subscriptions will go to my credit card, but that will depend. I went in and changed the payment method last night so that Google subscription coming out next week goes from my bank account until I get a new credit card. I'll have to figure out the XM radio because that's also not going to be able to come out of my credit card like it's supposed to. So I'm not even going to make a credit card line right now because I have to get everything away from my credit card until I get my new, till I get and can activate my new credit card. So that's fun. All right, so I've got those things allocated, and I will come back and show you my cash stuffing later. But I wanted to try to show you this. You know, I really tried to aim to be real life. Like I said, I really aim to want to work through this and show you, like, this is real life. Like, my budget isn't perfect. My life isn't perfect. We've worked really hard to develop some of these things. But even so, it feels like, okay, yeah, like, things are kind of going good, right? Like, everything feels stable. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, where is this $598 and how did I mess that up? Like, where did that happen? And I can't find it in the records. So, instead of kicking myself being like, where did that money go? It's obviously not in there. And if it's not in there, I have a little bit of a buffer in my checking account, but I would like to keep that there so I know it's not in there. And so I just wanted to show you, this is my real life, like, oh crap, here's an issue. How can I work to fix that today? And so I just thought I'd come do that on camera and share that with you. If you're struggling, if you see that, like, every time you feel like things are going great, all of a sudden life is like, you know, a curveball or something that you weren't expecting, and it throws it back at you a little bit, but that's real life. And so, yeah. So I will be coming back after I get to the bank to do the cash stuffing for this. So I'll see you in a minute. So I thought I would also actually come back and do, before I go to the bank, show how I do the math of things going into, there's nothing with preschool, nothing with vehicle repairs, because the 20 that was going to go to that is going somewhere else. 15 is going to this. It's 6, 2 plus 15 makes 45. Nothing going to clothing, nothing going to LP. What is coming out of daycare? 315 out of daycare. All right, so 219,258 minus the 315 I'm taking out is 1877.50 left in that sinking fund. And then I did put 6.2 will be 270 in the insurance sinking fund, which will leave us with a balance of 270. So I put money into insurance, took money out of daycare, put money into Beachbody. Oops. And that is it, because the rest is going to fix whatever error. 1, 2, 3, and all of the rest are just going to be random amounts to, not random amounts, but those amounts are going to go to fix that error in there. All right, so now I will see you at the cash stuffing. This is going to be my first ever cash. Well, I think I did stuff a little bit of cash in one previous video. So I shouldn't say I'm not big on cash stuffing, because we do have some cash expenses or cash spending categories. So we do cash for that. And I recently showed that I got some adorable envelopes here from Creating Stacy. And then most recently, I got some vinyl for envelopes that I already had, as well as adding some beautiful, colorful envelopes for some holidays that I'm going to start doing some sinking funds and saving for ahead of time. And that was from My Caffeinated Crafts on Etsy. I will link all of that stuff, and I will also have, I just filmed like the unboxing and the setup of this. So you'll probably see that after you see this cash stuffing. But anyway, we can start here with our spending. These are kind of typically just the spending cash that we have. So we should have 585 that we are stuffing today. So 1, 2, 20, 40, 60, 80, 3, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 5, 550, 560, 570, 580, 5. 50s throw me off every now and again, so there's no need to do that in a video. Okay, so I'm going to start by going through, and I do still have 20 in my spending money, which actually wasn't from my original spending money, but did I get some money from my mom? I'm not even sure where that 20 came from, but what I have promised myself is that when I go through these videos, and have leftover money, that I will put them into savings challenge. So I have that 20, as well as some other cash left over from an event, spending money from an event that we were at locally in our community today. So I will have, let's see, it looks like this is my Black Friday, which really just kind of means like next year's planner stuff and stickers. So 20, 30, 1, 2, 3. I have 33. So I'm kind of trying to look on here and see which of these stars I can cross off that work with that. So 33 would be so let's do 14. So that leaves 19 left. Let's do 13 and 6. So 14, let's just make sure I did my math right. 14 plus 13 plus 6 is 33. And we have 20, 30, 1, 2, and 3. This is a $200 savings challenge total. So let's see with this new cash what we have in here. I don't think it's going to work very long in this envelope because the laminated ones just don't hold as much. But 20, 40, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65 dollars that we already have in there. I'm working on making some of my own placeholders, so I might do that, or this might just need to go in one of like the zippered envelopes. Okay, so for the rest of our cash, I'm just going to kind of look and make sure the categories that we put in here for spending. We budget $60 for eating out. So let's actually lay this out. I don't have anything fancy here, but 10 and 5. So we budget 60 for eating out, which is 20, 40, 60. And that will go in the eating out envelope. Okay, the next one is beauty. This is my first time stuffing this, and I have 20, 40, 50 to go in there. I was using my spending cash for everything like nails or anything like that, but I decided that beauty needed its own fund that includes my hair and other things. Household, I'm not stuffing household this week because I made an order on Amazon instead of pulling it out in cash. And then my spending is 60, 20, 40, 60. So that is it for that binder. So now I'm going to pull this guy out. Haircuts gets 5, which means we have 20 and 5 in haircut. That's mainly for my husband's haircuts, and 25 would be fully funded. That's what he pays for a haircut. I might continue to add to it a little bit longer to maybe cover my son's haircut, although typically my mom ends up taking him to get his haircut because he goes to the same hair person that she does. Well, and then I do, but it saves me taking time off work to take him, so we'll just see. But anyway, 25 is fully funded haircut. I'm not stuffing storage yet. This is going to be my Google storage. It's going to be $2 a month for the next year, but I'm already set to pay the 21 and change Tuesday for the next year. So then I'll start saving for the following year. I have some money in here for $150 savings challenge for to renew my passport, and I just haven't really started with that yet. Family fun. This is again a new envelope. Not stuffing that this week. Kids is getting 20. Just thought for things, you know, if we save up and then notice the kids need something, usually we just cash flow it, but it would be a lot easier to fit into the budget if we have some cash to put towards those things when they happen. School's a new one I'm going to start, haven't yet. Groceries. Groceries gets $280. So 250, 70, and 80. Ugh. 1, 2, 50, 70, 80. 280 is our groceries. I put this one in here for a couple of reasons. I don't do the grocery shopping, so I like to have an envelope that the thing came off of it, but it's also not opening, so that might be a problem for tomorrow. So I'm going to set that off to the side right now. And then I put envelopes for each of my kids. I'm not really sure yet what exactly I'm going to do with those, but did I miss an envelope in here? There's definitely an envelope missing from there. And then my husband gets 40/60. I don't even put his in an envelope because he just takes it and puts it in his wallet. And then that leaves $10, $20, $30, $50, which is supposed to go in my drinks envelope, which I don't know where it is. All right, I got the groceries ones open, and my husband does the grocery shopping here, so I will take that and put that with his spending money, and that will be there for him. I just put the drink money in the grocery envelope, and that would have really been confusing later, so let's try that again. Groceries has 1, 2, 50, 70, 80. Okay, it's like well past Paula's bedtime here, so that's what's happening. Anyway, I'll go find that drink envelope that will be there for next time. And so that's all I have for today. My whole allocation and the budget story and everything for today, as well as cash stuffing, a little bit of cash that we do in my envelopes here. So like, comment, subscribe, all of the things. If you can relate to this in any way or want to see more of this content, subscribe and come on back. Have a great day.